Our Sports Inquirer here with Sally from Georgia State Volleyball. You had your first tournament this weekend, came out 2-1. Just overarching impressions of the tournament for you.
Our goal going into the weekend was to get better every point, and we definitely did that. From Friday to Saturday evening, we were a different team. We executed a higher level. We had made less unforced errors. We saw the game better, especially with so many young players out on the floor. Their growth has been so fun to watch.
How is it physically? You went training camp and then going into 3 matches in 2 days. How do you think the team held up in that regard?
Our strength coach, JD Miller, has done such a fantastic job getting our team ready and prepared. So I think that we looked good, and that was a big contributor to our win against Fordham in that 4th set, is that we were able to push through fatigue and execute even when Fordham was slowing down just a little bit with making more shots instead of terminal swings. So we were able to take advantage of that.
Talk about that Saturday. It was a long day. 5 sets against Lamar. Had to turn around later on that day and play for Fordham in 4 sets. So that was 9 sets of action in a 1-day period. What was that like for team? Was that a good thing in a way, just see your team be in that situation?
Exactly. So there's no other time of the year that we'll play multiple matches in 1 day. So it's really good, just mental fatigue kind of pushing through. So we do enjoy playing those 2 matches on the same day, just to push us for later in the season when that fatigue is going to grow and competition continues to get better and better. So these next 3 weeks are the last time where we'll see that kind of action.
We talked earlier during preseason about your different competitions, and one of them I think was in the setter spot, and Lauren looked like she stepped up and had a good weekend. Talk about her and just your setters through this weekend's
Good. So between Campbell Hare and Jordan Shoemaker are 2 setters.
Oh yeah, and then Lauren as well. Yeah.
Yes, and we'll talk about Lauren also,
Okay,
because she did such a fantastic job. But with our 2 setters, they both do a great job running the offense. So both of them got an opportunity to run a match, and we got to see them against another opponent, which is always nice. It gave us a lot of good things to focus on and work on this week in practice. But like I said at the beginning, we are a completely different team from Friday night to now. And just the growth, the knowledge, our product, and then adding Lauren Bandera in there, who she was MVP of our Invitational. She's leading the Sun Belt Conferences in digs per set right now. She just did a fantastic job of being the quarterback of our defense.
she's a libero, not the setter.
Yes.
Got confused there. But just talk about her being a sophomore and her maturation just from last year to this year. What have you seen from her in 2019?
Yes, her composure as a player, her efficiency. She's very much an athlete, but kind of controlling that athleticism so she's not hopping around everywhere, that she's very disciplined. She's able to see the game so much more.
Yeah, and your offensive weekends, big ones from Morgan and Zamila. Talk about your outsides, your veteran outsides, and then we'll get to your freshmen, but what about them and them contributing to the offense?
Well, Morgan is still coming back from her injury. She had a hip surgery last spring, and she is rehabbing so nicely, and she has exceeded our expectations at this point for where she's at in her return to play. And so she can make it a couple sets and then the fatigue starts to set in, but over the course of this kind of pre-conference, we should have her strong and ready to go to conference play. We actually have so much depth this year on our pins. We're so excited. With Mila, she has done a fantastic job of really owning that L2 position, which is more of a ball control, pass to attack. She had a career high in kills against Fordham. She's really growing as a player in consistency, and just her overall toughness has gotten so much better.
Yeah, and then also your freshmen outside, Isabel and Juliana. What did you see from them in their first college action?
Well, Isabella, we call her Coco, and she has done a fantastic job coming in as a freshman and being that starting right side. She is consistent, she's growing, she's getting to the rhythm of the offense, so we're really excited how she's progressed this weekend. And Juliana has come in, she had some errors, but she kind of reeled those in and learned from those mistakes and kind of gave you a better offensive look as the weekend continued.
And were you able to accomplish as well getting all of your players involved and seeing them in scenarios as far as just a tournament, all 3 matches? Did everyone get a chance to play that was able to when we're able to get them in good spots?
Yes, and I think that, yeah, everyone did see action, and that's what the best part about these tournaments are, is that as everyone's figuring out their lineups, you have that flexibility of trying new situations, new lineups, new people and roles, and seeing what they're capable of doing when they don't know who that team is on the other side of the net.
Now you have a tournament at Morehead State in Kentucky, so the first time they're on the road. What we look to accomplish with this, besides getting wins, what we like to see the team get better on or continue to do well through this other tournament coming up this weekend?
So this past weekend we averaged about 14 kills per set, and then the Florida match we went up to 17. We had 2 sets where we earned 17 kills, and that's where we want to be. Is we want to own our points and run the set. So for this coming weekend, our goal is to maintain those kills per set, and then also add in some more blocks. And so we're very physical, but we're making some just we need some small little adjustments to finish those blocks off. And so that's going to be a focus for our training this week. And then there's a couple rotations that we need to be more efficient in. And so we have some fine tuning to do, but we're excited that we get today and then 2 more days of practice after this before we head up to Kentucky.